a huge selection of gorgeous wines. This to me now, I was talking to Paddy when this started to emerge, and I just thought, what a perfect idea, because you've got one of the best locations in Greystones. You're right on a corner here. You've got this beautiful, kind of a feeling that you're in the town deep. You've also got that great Edward Hopper look about the place. It's a nice sort of viewing spot. It's also, you look in, you can feel there's a nice warm place. I'll step in there. When did you first learn that this was going to be this wonderful little... was it up and running? Were you kind of... I don't know whether you felt... That makes sense. I mean, that's a lovely spot.
Well, I came in at the time of when it was already... it wasn't up and running. It had gone... It was a building site still.
Okay, right.
It was, I suppose it was obviously Anne Daly's idea.
Yes.
And it was originally an off-licence, which was a space that was a bit serving a great purpose, but with the potential it had, they decided to go for. Originally, it was the plan. Originally, I believe, was it was going to be a wine bar.
Right.
So it evolved into something a little bit different because, being such a premium space and the location of it, they decided to do breakfast, lunch and dinner.
Because I've heard, it's only a rumour, I heard coffee is quite a popular, quite popular in this town now at this moment. So I think
it's beautiful coffee. It's 250 square is the coffee.
But the town itself we've turned into, I think it's just the way people live now. We've gone from Irish culture of being we all met in the pub, now we all meet for coffee, which is just part of the way we live now. It's a healthier way to live, and it's and they say it does great for communities because you're kind of meeting under circumstances where you're not drunk and you're not having a fight. You're actually getting on and.
We're only 2 weeks. We're only really 2 weeks up and running, but to see the diversity of people that's coming in, as in people on their own, people doing a bit of work in the morning on their laptop, groups of men that have retired maybe and want to get together but don't want to go to a pub, ladies that have done a bit of shopping or meeting up. Then in the afternoon you might get people, or in the late morning you get people who have dropped their children to school. You'll find in the evening then maybe 5 o'clock somebody wants maybe a late sandwich or a glass of wine and a charcuterie, a little bit of cheese, and then you're talking about later on in the evening where somebody wants a main course of dinner but doesn't want a 4-course dinner. We can do that, or again charcuterie, cheese balls, glass of wine. So and that can be couples, it can be people on their own, so we're catering right across the board really for a lot of people.
You're catering for the whole day, which is amazing too, because you're starting at 8 o'clock and obviously you've got the breakfast run and you've got your lunch run and you got, as you say, your evening kind of people coming back from work or just sort of settling in before they go home, and then you've got your nightlife. You've got it till late. I mean, you've got a wine bar license, so you can have your whiskey, you can have your huge range of wine,
have some beers,
and you can be and that idea that, because for a town of nearly 20,000 people, it's kind of crazy that nightlife wise there's only a small selection of places, besides the odd restaurant. We've only got 2 or 3 pubs, and it seems, and we've got a gorgeous venue now around the corner, but it seems a huge amount of people want to do something with their evenings, and now you've got this great little spot, and also too, it must be said that if you're sort of looking for a partner, you can definitely see everybody in this little nice spot, that you don't have to go looking and walking around, and it just has a nice feel. It would be good for picking up people, right? Have you noticed that, Helen?
Oh no, don't throw me into that one. Let's take it.
The other thing I was talking...
It's very comfortable. The furnishings in it are very nice. It's really cosy. The food is top notch. It's really, we have chefs that prepare the food every day. Really good quality, free range, as I said, top rate foods. Our wines, we have a range of 60, 80 wines that can be by glass. And we have a fine wine list of quite a sizable amount. We've probably another quarter list of wine. So
and the fact that I was talking to Paddy too, the fact that because of you've got for I don't know 5 or 6 years now, a great big kitchen is part of this building behind you, and that's your kind of you've got this ready-made.
It's state of the art really, because that was put in about 5 years ago, and that's there, and that's what we work from, and that's where our food is prepared from. As I said, every day fresh food, soups,
and a lot of local, which is great. Like anything that can be sourced locally, that's what's up there, and the idea you got your Wicklow Wolf and all that. You've got this sense that this is not only serving the community, but it's part of that greater kind of circle.
And a lot of our staff are all local, so it's also helping in that way.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking too now in regard to you know, I don't know whether you'd feel that there's well, I'm trying to think now, between the wine kind of in the evening and the coffee in the morning, it must feel, if you're here for the whole day, like a different place, because as much as it's the same community and the same people, you've got that wonderful thing where it's almost, you know, a double whammy. It's two different locations or two different...
Yes, it is really, because the nighttime trade is very different. It is very different.
Yeah. All the good-looking people come out at night, you see. I mean, obviously, it's just they feel... At least that's what they feel they are.
Yeah, they're all lovely people in Greystones, don't forget
that. Well, that is very true. That is very true.
That's all lovely people. And they are, and as I said, people are very full of goodwill, really nice, and seem to be very happy with what we're doing. So, as I said, it's 2.5 weeks, less than 3 weeks. Sure. So we're delighted, and we really do appreciate all the support we have got. Whether people have come in for a cup of coffee in the morning, vital lunch, soup, you know, after late afternoon, we do bruschetta, we do, you know, olives, almonds. You know, you can have as I say, a glass of wine. Yeah, you know.
And I will say, just to wrap up, one of the great advantages of Brunels is, and Paddy sort of felt it himself when he came out of Juno and the Paycock and the Whale there recently. Sort of being able to pop around for a late drink, because it has the wine license, just means you don't have to exactly close at 11 or half 11 or 12, depending on just just like having a little bit of a house session, depending on how many people are there and what sort of night you're having. It's just perfect then, because you can always sort of say, well, let's just go for, you know, a late little drink before we...
Yeah, and some people, you know, you find that some people, if they're, you know, if they want a coffee late evening and a you know, piece of cake or something out, or, you know, if one person is driving, we can cater for that and give them a coffee. So, you know, there's all that. I don't think, I think we feel we haven't left anybody out, but we're always open to suggestions as well. If there's anything that, you know, people feel that we're leaving out or anything that can be changed, the suggestions always are very much appreciated.
And it feels, and I know it's a nice sort of beautiful big design, but it feels like a kind of a homemade place, you know what I mean? Like, it feels like this is people who you kind of know already in the town are just having their own little spot now, and you can kind of come in and you know the people behind the bar, like Jack and yourself, and obviously you know Paddy and Anna, so it's kind of already feels like this is just, you know, it feels like it's been here for a long time.
And I think we all feel that it's been here for ages, and we're only 2 weeks here.
Nice.
You know, so I think it's the coziness of it as well. It's really cozy. The furnishings in it. Our mural is beautiful.
Well, I will say, just to actually, that's a little sort of wrap-up thing actually, is that Paddy was saying that this wonderful mural, which is a lot of famous names associated with the town. People have lived here for some of them for months and weeks, some of them for all their lives, or you know, for many years. But there's going to be come next year, and we'll let people know, the ability for people to vote if they felt there was somebody they'd like to add to this kind of wall of fame, because there's always this ever-evolving kind of notion of, oh, that person deserves a spot, and you know, and I was just saying to Paddy, you know, Michael Jackson rented out the cinema for a day for his children here and lived just up the road in Newcastle. Tenuous, but still connections, and you know, and it's great because Greystone seems to get more than its fair share of.
I mean, all the people on the board, all of them people deserve to be there. You know, they all have.
If I'm voting for myself, can I vote many times, or how does it work? Can you do more than one vote? I suppose you have to use different names. If I pretend to be different people, I can keep voting for myself. And
you could be on that board, Jess.
Oh man, I've got my stencil ready. I'm going to come in and spray it one day when you're not here.